So we developed this custom designed app, which is called liveShout, and part of this proposal was we were really interested, of course, to work with community in a sort of general sense, and that's how we ended up contacting the Lyric and how we got in touch with Julie and so on. But really to start thinking about sound and listening as the starting point for the creative process, and also really about playing, creating things together in this kind of setting. What would that mean for a piece or so?
Obviously listening is kind of critical for a musician, so and people do obsess about it, but it is kind of important. And we're trying to take some of the things we learned from these kind of experiences, but really from a broader understanding of sound and kind of active listening, try to take that out to a different environment that's perhaps not so music based. Maintaining the idea of the network and thinking of listening as a network. You listen to something, and you're listening to somebody. So it kind of, in a way, each listener can be thought of as a node in a kind of a network, which, in the case of people, would be a social network of some sort, right? And like with any network, there's a shape to it, there's a hierarchy to it, there's a dynamic to it.
So my practice is very much about embodiment, liveness. I come from the visual arts, so it was really interesting to, in some ways, cut the ocular or cut the complete access to a performance and allow you to look at it in a lens, in very particular lenses. And for me, the stimulus was this aural investigation of liveness in a dislocated moment, and a theatre, a very beautiful architectural building. So it was a really simple and exciting idea to think about installing performances around this building. That's what we ended up doing.
So I'm Tom. I'm a writer and director specialising in making immersive theatre, and I've worked with Julie, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, for a long time now, where she occasionally commissions us when she thinks there's something intriguing that fits our weird skill set.
We have the UK's, we think, only dedicated arts and mental health space for young people. And we worked with 58 young carers from across Greater Manchester. So our remit is to work with any young people that feel like they need support with their mental health.
And one thing we discussed in advance is we didn't want to impose, you are young carers, you are going to tell the world about how tough it is to be a young carer. They're not a group of people to be pitied. They wanted the audience to understand what their lives were like, but also, I think, to celebrate what they as individuals had done, and this, the skill set they developed, the way in which they'd managed whole households at the age of 13, all of these things. So they wanted the audience to know, but they didn't want it to be a kind of bleak telling of their stories. They wanted to cast themselves in a different light.
So anyway, I hope this was kind of interesting in terms of listening, because this proposal for distributed listening then almost 10 years later came from this, what we said was it's quite a fragile listening when you're in this space and you don't quite know what's happening, or what we then ended up calling distributed listening. So, and we were quite interested to transport this idea outside of the university, as simple as that sounds.